30 seconds and counting.
All right, what's going on, guys? This is Clutch City Entertainment. I'm Joel, and I'm joined with DJ. This is now the second pick that the Rockets have made in this draft, and we've got LSU forward Tari Eason, listed at 6'8", 217 pounds, and is 21 years of age. He's a 17th overall pick in this year's draft, and Tari is one of these guys that's been linked with the Rockets for a while. For the majority of this pre-draft process, the Rockets have been one of those teams that have been on the list, teams that could grab Tari Eason. And by the time the draft, by the way things are shaking up, it became pretty obvious that Tari Eason was going to be the pick. By the time the Rockets got on the clock at 17, it was pretty clear that he was the best player available, and especially when you consider the list of people that the Rockets had worked out, it became more and more clear that Tari Eason was going to be the pick. If you look at what Tari has to offer, I mean, this guy is a stereotypical defensive stopper. This guy can get you a stop in a lot of ways, whether it be perimeter, whether it be inside. He can guard multiple positions. He's a versatile, modern defender is what I think comes to mind with Tari Eason. He's just the prototypical modern-day NBA defender. He can guard, I don't know about 1 through 5, but definitely 1 through 4 he can guard. And just that's been his trademark, is his defense. And for a team that ranked near the bottom, if not the bottom, in defense last year, Tari Eason, along with Jabari Smith, who obviously was taken 3rd overall, I think just gives a new energy on that side of the ball to this team.
When you look at Tari Eason's game, there's really a lot that you can like about it. He is very comfortable in transition, which fits perfectly with the Rockets and Steven Silas's game plan of just running, gunning, giving the ball quick pass to the open corner shooters and just get those shots quick, the efficient ones. Just like that 7-second offense, he fits in like a glove in that department. And, he can take on multiple defenders, whether it's going around them, going through them. He's a big guy, definitely NBA built, like you said, 6'8", 217. He's definitely one of the more stronger players that come from here. Granted, he is 21 years old, so he is 2 years older than everyone else. But yeah, again, along with just his transition game, he's also made very, very great strides as a shooter, mainly as a catch and shoot 3-point shooter, I should say. So, he's not going to be someone who's going to average 20 points a game, but I definitely feel like he's going to be that guy who can just, come in, hit that open three, play maybe that perfect 3-and-D role player next to our stars and Jalen and Jabari and Sengun and KPJ. He doesn't need the ball in his hands. He can just come run across the floor and just get his open shots. So definitely a lot to like with his offensive game. And then, like you said, his defensive versatility is just amazing. That's basically his calling card, as he has the size to stick with ball handlers of various sizes off the dribble. And, he's also an active defender off the ball, and he's a great rotator, which leads to a lot of steals and blocks. He was one of the best statistical defenders in college. So, defense, we know he's going to come in and he's just going to be that guy, that stopper. It's just, how well can he exactly fit? But I definitely feel like the Rockets have a lot of room for him to just come in. He's kind of he's also kind of a raw prospect. He can just come in, play hard, work, find his feel for the game, for the team. And I think he's going to be he's a great value pick at pick 17.
Yeah. And again, this is a pick that you can't really be mad at, because I don't think that there was a case for anybody else over him in that selection. Some things that you do want to look at for him to improve on is just in general his offensive game. Again, like DJ said, he did improve with his catch and shoot 3 over the course of his college career, but the rest of his offensive game is still pretty incomplete, so pretty raw. And I think that is the one thing that he's going to have to work on once he's in the NBA. But again, with Tari, you're not really looking at him to be anything close to a primary scoring option. I don't think they're really going to be looking at him to score at all. Just occasionally, like you said, just hit that corner three when he's wide open. Just hit his shots that when he's open, just hit your open shot. That's all I think they're really asking for. Defensively, though, again, he did average 4.8 fouls per 40 minutes in college. So that is something to look at. He was pretty prone to fouling in college. So that is one thing that you do want him to fix. That's just a discipline thing that I think over the course of his development, he should be able to fix. Tari's offense, it's very raw still. Like, he has a couple of calling cards. Obviously, he got the catch and shoot. And one thing that he does do a lot is drive to his right. His left is a lot less used and it's a lot less efficient for him than his right is. And that's something that he's going to have to fix, is becoming more efficient driving on both the right and the left. And then just being more polished overall on offense. But I just want to talk a little bit about how fit could look with the three new Rockets that we have. But we'll focus on Tari Eason and Jabari Smith, because Ty Washington is probably like, we already know what he's going to be. He's going to be that backup point guard role behind KPJ, probably competing with Daishen Nix for minutes. But I want to look at how Tari Eason and Jabari Smith fit into the picture as far as the rotation and the lineup goes for the Rockets.
And, I'm actually really glad that you brought this up. I feel like, Jabari and Tari are like the prototypical like forwards that you want to have on this Houston Rockets team. When you look at our roster and like how we're built for the future, you have, Kevin Porter Jr. at the point. He's a dynamic scorer, but also a playmaker for others. So, he's going to have the ball in his hands a bit. Jalen Green, we know how much of a microwave scorer, a bucket he is. He's going to demand the ball in his hands to drop 30, 40, whatever, on whatever, however much he wants on whatever team. And then Sengun, Sengun has shown so much flashes of like, and we've seen so many great plays of him, at the top of the key, playmaking from the post, taking centers off the dribble. He's going to demand the ball in his hands too. So, by drafting Tari and Jabari, both amazing off-ball players and also great defenders, it fits so perfectly. Jalen Green, I feel like, is going to end up becoming an average defender with the way that he is. His strides are really great. He's lengthy. He's athletic. He can become a good defender. Kevin Porter Jr., we already saw, is a great perimeter defender, especially one-on-one defense. So boom, that's already two adequate defenders as right there. Sengun is a little bit of a liability due to him being a slightly like undersized, but I feel like he's still growing as an NBA player. So his defense isn't the best, but it's not the worst either. And this is where Tari and Jabari come in. Both excellent defenders who can, really kind of hide the lack of proper interior defense that Sengun gives, but at the same time, they're really great help defenders. They're good one-on-one defenders, and the fact that they don't take the ball out of any of our three main like ball handlers' hands, and they can just get their shot by running around and finding the open look, taking the smart shots and the efficient shots. Again, like the fit is just like a glove. I really, really like these two picks for the Houston Rockets.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those picks that you can't really be mad about. Again, it's a really, really big need. And I think with the Rockets, this whole draft scheme has been, first of all, I would say defense. And second of all, just getting guys who fit the holes that are remaining on this roster. I think the fit is a lot easier to figure out with the three guys that we picked than if we got a guy like, let's say, Paolo, where then you have a lot more stuff to worry about regarding your defense, regarding your shooting, just a lot more. This, I think, just makes it a lot easier to figure out a fit. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Again, we haven't had a whole lot of word from Tari so far. We haven't had any interviews yet, like we have with Jabari and even Ty Washington. But again, that's it for our post-draft coverage of Tari Eason. Again, let us know down in the comment section your thoughts on this pick, and we'll talk about it there. And that's about it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.